Are you considering buying the BMW i3 with the range extender? Is it a good idea? Is it the worst decision you've ever made? I don't know. I don't have one, but I talked to someone who does. Let's see what Faith has to say.
This car is wonderful. I love it.
Do you like it?
I like it a little bit.
What made you decide to get a BMW i3?
Rick had gotten his Tesla, and we learned a lot about how charging and using electric power was so affordable. I couldn't believe the amount of savings. And so I just started looking for electric cars, and I ended up on Carvana. So I just started scrolling through, and I came across the BMW, and then mine is the Rex, and I thought, well, that's perfect, because then I can use, the gas generator to get anywhere. So if I can't charge, I could take a cross-country trip, and I'm not restrained by needing just the electric, so that I thought that was just amazing. The funny thing was, I found one on Carvana, and I bought it, but it would take like a week for them to get it delivered. And I thought, well, I'm just gonna call around to some other places, and I looked online, and I found that a dealer had one that was kind of close, and I thought, well, if I'll maybe just check it out. And it was a couple years newer. Mine's a 2016, and it was a 2014 I think that I was gonna get. Then I just called them, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come look at it. And I bought it, like, that was it. I was just like, yep. I love the way it feels inside. It feels to me like a big car, in that there's so much room. There's so much headroom. I don't feel squeezed, but it's such a small car that I can park anywhere. The turn radius is unbelievable because of the rear wheel drive, right? That the front wheels turn, so you can just turn around in practically zero space, which is amazing to me. I'm very happy with my car.
Excellent. Good deal.
Long story short.
Well, you covered 3 of my questions. I got nothing. No, just kidding.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a good day. Okay, nope, I do have one important one.
Yes.
What would you change? If you could change something about your BMW i3, what would you change?
I would change the infotainment unit.
Okay.
Because mine only has 3G connectivity, and once the providers switched to 4G this past spring, now I have no use of my app. And the app did a lot of things. You could find where you're going in the app and send it directly to your car. And that was really helpful, because we like to travel a lot and just kind of drive around, do little trips. And it was nice to then just have it immediately in the navigation unit. And also programming the car, warming it up remotely. So that is the one thing. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I would change in general about that car.
Nice. Excellent. What's your favorite feature? What like your all-time, like, this is the best?
Honestly, I have to think my favorite feature is when I'm sitting in the car, I can see all around me. I feel like I have just a great view. So that and the height of the car, I can get in and out, and it's like just level with when I'm standing. It's like I just get right in. So it kind of feels like an SUV in that it sits higher up.
Yep.
And so I feel like I can see really well, and just the way it sits. And I really love the sensors too. I've never had a car before that had sensors like that. So I can tell how close I am to everything. And I love the rear view camera. I guess, yeah, wow. I love that about it too. It's so clear, and it's just like you're looking at your phone camera. It's wonderful, the quality of the video.
Excellent. So before you got your i3, you were driving a gas car.
Yes.
Right? What were you driving?
It was a Chevy Sonic.
Was there anything that surprised you about, or was a challenge to transition from gas car driving to electric car driving?
There's no like transmission on an electric car. It's just constant power. So that it wasn't hard to get used to, but that is probably the biggest difference in the actual driving experience of an electric car, is just that you step on it's not even gas, step on the electrons,
the go pedal. The plus.
The plus, right, accelerator, I guess. But you just step down on the pedal and you go. Also, when you let off, it's got that regenerative braking and it slows you down, so you can really do one pedal driving. That was probably the most challenging thing for me to get used to, but even that just took me about a day.
Mm-hmm. How's your i3 do in winter?
It really does great. I got it in the middle of winter last year, and we had a lot of snow. I've had no issues with sliding. I've never gotten stuck in it. I did quite a bit of driving every day. The first 6 months I had that car, I was driving almost 100 miles a day. Wow. And a lot of that was in the middle of winter. It was slush, and it was just great. And the windshield, it's so big, and the wiper, there's two, and they wipe that way instead of the traditional. Mm-hmm. So it just clears your entire screen, which then is like, I feel like I can see everything. I like to be able to see where I'm going and see out my window.
Advantage.
Yes.
Great visibility, but windshield's not clear.
Right. Yeah, so it's great in the winter, and the heated seats are so great. They're instant. There's nothing no oil to leak. It seems like I've had so many cars over the years that, overheat or, leak oil, and it just eliminates so much of that.
We've literally had jalopies that friends will invite us over, and we won't park in their driveway because we're afraid it's going to leave an oil stain.
Yes, I had a car once. It was my Chrysler Pacifica, which was great on the inside, but it had a whole bunch of problems, and it was just not that great. Always having to fix it, but I had my employer one time asked me, he said, "Can you please not park in the driveway because you're leaking too much oil?" That's embarrassing. It's like, I'm sorry, but yes, right. Like, what am I gonna? Yeah, he actually literally made me park on the street. I was like,
that's harsh.
It's a very important thing for i3 owners to know that if you have the Rex and you live in the U.S., it's basically under warranty for, I think it's 120,000 miles. That almost cost me $1,000.
Did you hear that? Listen to Faith. If you have an i3 Rex, check the warranty if something's wrong with the Rex before you pay for a repair.
Yes, and challenge the dealership. Please ask them to look into it, because the first lady at the dealership did not know, and the service manager looked into it for me.
Good.
And he found that out. I love going to thrift stores.
Okay, me too.
And this car, you fold the seats down, the hatchback comes up, and I've fit big chairs in here. I've fit shelves in here. You can just fit so much stuff. We'd fit wood trim, because you have all of this room. Another great thing is I have my two dogs that I take to the dog park or take out walking. And again, the back area, I just take that little top off. I don't know what that's called, but the thing that comes down and makes it, on every hatchback.
Yeah, the little hatch shelf.
Yeah, let's go with that. Hatch shelf. So I take that off, and then I have this almost like a little fence thing that just kind of sets in, and you just tighten it, and it keeps the dogs from coming forward.
Okay.
And the seats do two different things back there. They have two different settings where you can have it back a little bit, or you can have it up a little bit, and it'll lock in. And so I give them a little bit more room. I have that barrier, and my dogs, I open it, they go right in there, no problems. And I take them, transport them all over the place that way, and it works great. And there's still so much room because they're just all the way in the back, and then you still have the back seat if you need extra people or groceries or, The other great thing, this area up here is perfect for when you go and get a pizza, carry-out pizza. You just set it right there. It's totally level, and it stays because it's just grippy, and you can just put your pizza right there.
Useful front dash area.
Yes.
The benefit of driving a bubble.
Yes, yes.
What'll be your next vehicle?
The Aptera.
Okay.
Yes. Have a reservation for Aptera, and I cannot wait.
Thank you so much, Faith, for taking the time to share your real life experience with your BMW i3 range extender version. Faith is a member of our channel here at Drive the Lightning, and we want to say thank you to Faith as well as to all the rest of our channel members. Thank you so much. You're the ones who keep the wheels turning on the Positively Charged EV channel. If you want to learn more about BMW i3s, then take a look at this video.